Are you going to see me? Hello, I'm here. There we go. You just sort of stop and think. I'm stuck. Hello everybody, today I'm going to be filming an updated version of how I'm finding sixth form, A-levels and all that kind of thing. First of all, I apologise for this room. This is not my room, it's my mum's, so sorry about all the stuff up here. But anyway, today I'm just going to be basically talking about the different kind of subjects that I do and how I'm finding them and whether I'd recommend them. There is going to be times to skip to for each subject because at the beginning of this video I'm going to talk about how I'm finding sixth form and A-levels in general. So just generally the whole experience. So just for a couple of minutes, but if you want to skip to these times, then this is the time to skip to for maths, the time to skip to for chemistry, and the time to skip to for biology. I just noticed that when I put words up on the screen, it will probably interfere with the word on my top, so I'm very sorry. And also at the end, stay tuned if you want to see how I organise my folder, because this is my folder for all subjects. I see people walking around with like 3 folders rammed full. That is not what I'm about. I like to organise it out. So if you want to see how I do that, then check out the end of the video, which will be at this time. And now I've got on with all of the contents. That's almost like the contents page of this video. I'm going to talk about how I'm finding sixth form. Now, I'm not going to lie, I'm quite a stressful person. I get easily stressed by things, and I do find that if you don't keep up with the work that you're doing, I get very stressed. I like to be organised. I like to really organise myself, and what I've learned overall is that if I'm not organised and if I don't, do what I've been set straight away pretty much, then I will stress. And even if it's something that's due in, a piece of work that's due in a week later, if I haven't done it, it will be there on my mind and that will stress me out in itself. If you're a really chill kind of person, then, congratulations, well done, brilliant, that's fine. I'm really not, okay? And I do find them stressful, but when I organise myself and when I really kind of get myself going, I organise my folder, make it all neat and tidy, I really get everything out, sort it out in order, and that's just what you can do. You can just sort it out, organise it. Yes, if it takes a bit of time, fair enough, but once you've done it, trust me, you will be like, oh my god, that is amazing, I feel so much better. You literally feel like a weight of the ocean has been lifted and thrown off your shoulders. So I would recommend just organising yourself. Sixth form life itself, I love my free periods because that is a time of the day where I get all my work done. I don't like to do too much work when I get home, but my free periods, I set that time purely for either revision, getting homework done, whereas at home I will recap over the work that I've done during the day. So I don't like to do homework at home. I feel so much more productive at school. I really enjoy sixth form. I cannot imagine myself going to college at all. That's just not my kind of thing. That's just not what I'm into. Yes, fair enough, if that's your thing, then please do go to college. But I don't think me and college would get on quite well. But me and sixth form, we're pretty good friends. So yeah, I really enjoy sixth form and met some really good friends, Leanne, Hannah, Martha, Tash, my current friend Steph. I feel really bad now if I haven't mentioned people, but they're the main people that I'm really good friends with. So, oh, and Adam, sorry Adam, and it's just a really nice place to be, the place that I go to. And that's just it in general, really. So I'm very positive about sixth form. So now I'm going to go and I'm going to talk about subject specific. So the first subject that I'm going to talk about is maths, because that is my favourite one. That's the one I'm doing the best in, and that's the one that I really want to do well in. Now, I've actually got real maths exams at the end of this year, and I am going to start revising for them tomorrow. Yeah, I plan to start revising tomorrow. I've planned out all of what I'm going to be revising for every single subject and how I'm going to try and fit that in. That's not to say though that I am going to completely stick to that, because you know what happens, you get to the exam and you're like, damn it, I haven't revised that, or last minute revision, quick. So if you want to see a video on how I revise, which some of you might not need to, some of you might want to, because because I know that a lot of people do request this, then please also say that down below as well, just to let me know. Maths is, if you don't know whether to take it because you struggle or because you think that you're not going to get that good grades, because my course said getting an A would be ideal, and I got a B to the course. The teachers, I don't know whether it's the fact that the teachers are really good at the place I go to, or whether it's because that's just how it is. I really have got on very well with maths. I love it. I understand it. You know, I always think if there's something I don't understand in maths, I'm really calm, because I'm like, do you know what, Georgie, you will understand it at some point. At some point you'll get it, whether you have to ask somebody, whether you have to go on YouTube, you'll get it, and trust me, you will. You'll get it. So if you don't know whether to do it, I would 100% recommend doing maths, because I think it's one of those subjects that will just literally be there for ever. Basically, it's in every job, it's in everything, maths is, and it's just one of those things which I think actually it's quite interesting, and it's quite good to be able to do the maths and the knowledge, and I think it's the subject that makes the most sense. You know, there's the answer. If it's not that answer, that is not the answer, you know, whereas in biology and chemistry it's about writing, it's like, ugh. But maths, it's by far my favourite one, and I hope to do a mathsy kind of job because I really like it. In terms of how well I'm doing, in terms of the grades that I've been getting, I did 2 mock exams, one in a classroom, one in a hall. So the hall is a little bit more stressful than the classroom. Core 1 is half of what you do in the first year, and I got an A in the first mock exam and a C in the one where I was in the hall. So you can kind of see that sort of the stressful levels. But, you know, I'm really happy with that. I'm going to start revising for my exams and just really try my best, because this year I will be doing Core 1, Core 2 and a statistics exam this year. So I'm hoping to do well in them. Like, I really am. I'm actually worried already, because you know when you just really want to do well in something and you kind of panic a little bit. I'm panicking about panicking. But yeah, I think maths 100%, no regrets taking that subject at all. I started the year terribly. I was probably the worst one there. Now I feel so much better and I love the subject, so that's all I can say. I could show you some work that I've been doing, so if you want me to show you any work that I've been doing for maths, then comment down below and I might include that in my next one. I just don't know whether you guys want to see that or not. I'm now going to talk about chemistry. Now, me and chemistry, you know, we get on well at times, but then sometimes, you know, we're like, I don't like you. Chemistry for me is the hardest one out of all 3 of them. Now, this is just for me, because I'm not as interested in chemistry as I am all the others, and I do struggle to understand a lot of the concepts. I think there's so many things to remember, and so many things to do with like the elements of the periodic table, like boiling points and stuff. Like, I know that's one of the simplest things, but there's so many concepts you have to remember, and I just really think that when I don't understand something, that is when I think I'm not going to get it ever, which I usually do get it eventually, but it does stress me out, because I will revise over a whole topic, I revise over everything, and then it comes to the test, and the test will ask you difficult questions where you're like, okay, I just don't know. Like, I know the information, but what is this question asking me? I feel like what our class needs to do is we need to go over more practice questions, or me myself, I need to go over more practice questions, because realistically that's what it's all about, is going over questions and questions and questions, because it's all good knowing the information. If you can't apply it, then, you know, and I think that's really the case with chemistry. I don't want to be too negative on it, because as much as I am being negative, I do also really like it, and I would recommend it if you're the kind of person that already enjoys chemistry a lot in GCSE. Chemistry is the one where in the lesson I'll do the lesson, and then when I get out I will have to go over it again, otherwise it's just completely swept from my mind and gone into a cloud. I have to go over it, and yeah, I don't want to be too negative, but if I had to decide, you know, would I go back and take a different subject? No, I wouldn't. I would definitely still take chemistry, and the reason why is because I think all the subjects I've taken merge together and they're really good as sort of a 3. In terms of how well I'm doing in chemistry, well, I think this might sound bad, but I do struggle. At the start of the year I was getting D's throughout, and every single time I do a test I get better, but only slightly, so I'll get like a couple of % higher each time. And I think my last test that I did, which I have actually just done a test, but I don't know the result for that. So the one that I know a result for, I think I got a C on that. So every time I'm improving, and that's what I've just got to count on, that improvement, and knowing that I am improving. I'm improving my revision techniques, I'm improving how I'm listening in the lesson. So, you know, as long as I am improving, I'm happy. If you're unsure and you're not really enjoying chemistry that much in GCSE, or you're struggling to learn the information, then I wouldn't, just because there's a lot of information to learn. And if you struggle to learn the GCSE stuff, you're probably going to struggle the A-level stuff. Okay, now for biology. So let's talk about biology. Now, biology is a very mixed subject in terms of whether I like it or not. So one day I'll be like, yay, or one day I'll be like, no. But I have been getting a lot better in my tests, but I'll talk about that soon. And biology is one of those subjects where it's just information after information after information. It's keywords here and there, you know, you've just got so much to remember. And I think what helps me with biology is the fact that when we're learning, everything that we're learning now sort of links to stuff we've already done. So it helps you to learn the stuff you've already done, you know, if you struggled then. So things do link in, or if I see a word that I'm not sure about, I'll be like, what the hell does that mean? 2 months later I'm doing about it, so I'll be learning it, and it kind of all just links in and merges into one. And in the first year, which is the year I'm doing now, we learn about cell structure, like cell structure, plant cell structure. We've done loads, we really have, like in terms of membrane structure and all that kind of thing, and looking at, you know, diseases and things, which is what I've recently just done, which is actually really interesting. I think biology is the most interesting out of all of them. I think if you want to take a subject that you think will be really interesting, I think biology, because I will listen, and actually it's what's happening in our lives today, and it just makes so much sense. When I actually sit there and listen to them talk about biology, I suddenly think, oh my gosh, everything makes so much sense. I just realise how much the world knows about the world, like how much scientists know about what's going on, and how, you know, it just amazes me really. And it's just such a sort of mind-blowing subject in that way. I know a lot of people disagree and think, oh, I can't bother to write these notes or whatever, but I do find it really interesting. And, you know, it's just about what is going on and what's happened in over the years. What you've got to do is, the fact that it does get me interested is what helps me to remember the information, and it's a very interesting subject. Everything makes so much more sense, and yeah, I love biology, I really do. But as for tests and as for how well I'm doing in biology, that I was getting, I would say, what was I getting? D's and C's to start with, and I've been getting D's and C's throughout the year so far. And I started revising in a different way. So I started revising for the tests that I've done in a little bit of a different way by, you know, that's a separate video. I'll do that in a separate video, how I revise. But I started revising differently and I got a B. And I was very happy with that. I don't know whether it's down to the information we were learning or whether it's down to the fact I revised. I think it's down to the fact that I revised a little bit better because I just started to sort of understand the questions a bit more. I got a B and I'm very happy with that, and I'm going to continue to start revising tomorrow, ready for my mock exams. So that's biology. If you are interested in biology at GCSE, yes, 100% go for it. If you're not interested in it but you think, I want to take it because it's related to the job that I'm going to do, then I think what you've got to think about is, if you're not interested in it, you're probably not going to be able to learn the information very well, and therefore you might not get a very good grade, so it might not even benefit your job anyway. But I don't know what to say because I don't want to put anybody off, but then again I don't want to say, yeah, go for it, do it, and then you're like, I hate it. So yeah. So that is everything for my 3 subjects. If you want to see what's in my folder, then I will very quickly show you. So this is my folder, and this has got all of my subjects in, which is biology, chemistry and maths. And when you enter my folder, I'm going to make this as quick as possible, there is 3 pages, and these 3 pages have got notes on of the revision that I am going to be doing. It's not going to focus on the page. Yeah, there we go. The notes on the revision that I'm going to be doing for all of my subjects. So you don't really need to see that, but that's just to kind of help me. I've then got a bunch of spare sheets of paper, squared and lined paper in there. Then the first thing that you come across is my first booklet to do with my EPQ, and this basically includes in it just some notes and things and research for my EPQ. If you don't know what an EPQ is, then go ahead and research it, but I don't want to get into that right now. And I'm not going to do a video on that because that's just compulsory for me to have to do that, and you know, it's not what I want to talk about. I've then got my biology little section which has got papers in it, booklets in it. I love this page that I did, it just looks really nice and neat. And that's a piece of homework. So any homework or anything I will keep in here. Any bits of loose pages that I get given, I will pop it in here. Booklets, things, they'll also go in here. Revision notes that I make will also go in here. The next part is chemistry, and that's also got not that much in it, but any booklets that they give me, again, that will go in here. Notes and things, again, revision stuff will go in there, and also my data sheet, which has got the periodic table in it, will also go there. This now is where I come to the revision section. This is my statistics revision. So because I do maths, I also do statistics, which I just realised I hadn't spoken about, but you know, I like stats. It's all right. And basically any revision I've done for that, I will pop in here. Then I've got my core 1 revision here. And if you want me to do a revision video, then let me know down below, and I'll do that for you if you really want me to, because I'm not going to go into it now. My arm is dying. Then I've got core 1 revision. I think I've just said that. Core 2 revision. I've done some so far, but they've got booklets in from what the school's given me. I then come into the section where I've got my work I'm doing at the minute for maths, which is sequences and things like that. So I thought I'll put that in at the back because that's what I'm currently doing now, nothing to do with revision. And then at the back is my statistics work, which is to do with normal distribution. And yeah, so if you want to see like work and stuff like that, so that's my folder. But if you want to see how I revise, or if you want to see my work in more detail, then please do let me know, and I'll do a video on that soon. So that's basically it. So if you found it helpful, then please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more, because I will keep doing these throughout this year and next year. So yeah, please do subscribe. Leave me any questions down in the comments, or any video ideas that you want me to do with anything, then please do that as well. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.